What's up, everybody? Well, I got another main PC video for you guys today, and today we're gonna have a look at Assassin's Creed Shadow. Now, we'll be able to see how the 4090s do, because after this, we're gonna do the TV PC, and that also has a 4090. So, let's just go ahead, stop blabbing, hop into the game, and let's see if a 4090 can actually play this thing decently. Alright, so, here's the settings we'll go with first. We're gonna do native, and then we'll turn DLSS on after that. But we're just doing what it defaulted to. Ultra high preset, and we got diffused everything for ray tracing. But alright, to the game. Alright, here we go. Get ourselves some gameplay. Now, I didn't bother trying to turn ray tracing off since, you know, we're in the, what do you call it, hideout. So, it wouldn't do any good. It'd stay exactly the same as it was, unless I turned the actual ray tracing quality down. That should actually do something, but I didn't bother with all that. I figured we'd just do a little native, then we'll do some DLSS, and then get a little camera recorded gameplay. Keep it short and sweet with this one. Alright, let's turn a little DLSS on. Alright, we're going to turn some DLSS performance on. Actually, no, I think I left it on quality first, but if you're going to use ray tracing and all that, you should probably do, you know, performance to get the best FPS, because I don't think it could quite hit 60 this whole time. There was a couple times where it dropped, but mostly due to recording. Alright, here we are back in the game, and as you can see, we can't quite hit a solid 60 even now. If we weren't recording, we'd probably barely stay over it most of the time, but there's still probably some points in the game where you would drop under, almost guaranteed. So I would recommend, if you want to have all the eye candy having up, just go with DLS performance. Now, anytime you look way out into the outskirts and stuff, it'll look like shit, but if you just focus on the foreground, which most people do, it's not so bad. But I'll switch through the DLSS a little bit while we're doing the camera recorded portion. That way we don't have anything affecting the FPS other than the game itself, you know? So now let's get some camera recorded gameplay in. All I did was went and turned HDR on. And this is without the ray tracing as well. Which I would probably play with that on. I mean, if I'm going to be dropping FPS anyway, might as well, you know, put it down performance and turn it on, you know? But even this thing with no ray tracing can't stay at a constant 60. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, let's see. Actually, screw it. Why don't we just do that? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. None of these buttons ever do anything properly. I hate controllers for that reason. Like, look at how easy it is. I just want to go to the settings. Look at that. You hit escape, boom, you're in your settings. It's crazy, isn't it? Alright. So we'll just do that real quick. Apply. Go back to the display. And we'll drop it down to performance. And heck, you could probably just leave it on balanced. That'd probably be a good middle ground, but I wanted to make sure we were going to stay at 60 plus. Now, it's silly you got to drop it all the way down that much, but hey, you are trying to do maxed out with ray tracing, which is not easy for any game to do. Especially not one made by Ubisoft. But I will say, at least the frame times and everything are pretty alright. I'm used to frame times going all over the place, crazy amounts of stutter. It didn't seem to really do that on anything, even the stuff that was a little weaker than what it ought to have been, like the Steam Deck and stuff. Yeah, doesn't really seem to have a problem now. Alright, just for fun, why don't we try it on balance, just for those interested. Dang it, I keep forgetting. You can't just go to options with either button. Neither button goes anywhere near options. See if we can still stay. I think we can still stay above 60. But how distinguishable is it? I can definitely notice a bigger difference in the foreground, but right in front of my face doesn't really seem that different than performance, really. A little bit clearer, for sure, but I have to really sit there and look at it for a second. And it's not like night or day difference between the two. So I feel like a lot of people would rather just play with performance and have it get as many FPS as possible, you know? But me, I'm stubborn. I usually like balanced or quality, if I can help it. Oh, nope, see? If we're getting down to 60 right here, there's probably times where it would probably drop under, so I would just stick with the performance, really. We didn't come anywhere close to dropping under 60 on performance. So yeah, let's just go back, dang it all. We'll just go back to that then. Screw it. I just want to test it real quick. Let's go right back over to that same spot we were just at and see if it still drops down to the 6.0s. Yeah, even there, this one drops down to 64, so. But didn't drop under, though. Uh-oh, I think it's about nighttime. But, hey, great time to wrap it up, I guess, almost. And then I didn't save, so unless it auto-saves as you play, I should be able to just start during the day and do the exact same thing on the TV PC. That should be pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's right, because back then there wasn't much light pollution, so you could see like the Milky Way and shit. Now everything's so light polluted up you can't even really barely see stars anymore. Now, of course, if we turned it off of Ultra, we'd probably get much better performance too. Just play on high. Or sit there and customize the settings to your liking, if you don't want to just crank everything up and put DLSS on performance. But the game defaulted to it, so I just been doing what the game defaults to on the stuff. But in any case, I think that's probably more than good, so let's go wrap this video on up. Alright guys, that's a wrap for Assassin's Creed Shadows on the main PC here, and even it couldn't quite stay at a constant 60 unless you put all the way to performance DLSS. Mind you, that's with the game maxed out, ray tracing, all that stuff. If you just use reasonable settings, you could probably get more FPS and have it look almost identical. But I'm just letting it do what it wants. It defaulted to that, so I figure, alright, it thinks it can handle it, let's give it a shot, you know? But that's pretty much that, so now we can wrap this video on up so we can go get started on the TV PC, which should be very similar to this, unless this game's super CPU heavy or something. But I guess we'll find out, won't we? But that's all for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys!